What if the Cold War turned hot in 1962? A misunderstanding during the Cuban Missile Crisis leads to a full nuclear exchange. Major cities are abandoned as survivors move to underground bunkers. Humanity evolves into a subterranean species. Surface history is forgotten entirely. Centuries later, the only records left are the ones that lead us to wonder. What if World War I never happened? The Archduke Franz Ferdinand's driver takes a different turn, avoiding the assassin's path in Sarajevo. The Russian Revolution is avoided, keeping the Romanovs in power. Germany becomes the world's scientific hub. The Ottoman Empire survives into the modern age. Without the global trauma of war, the 20th century stays trapped in a Victorian dream, making us ask. What if the Roman Empire industrialized? Hero of Alexandria uses his steam engine prototype to power grain mills instead of keeping it as a toy. Steel legions conquer the entire globe by 500 AD. Digital Latin becomes the universal language. Roman satellites orbit the Earth during the Middle Ages. History is paved with iron and marble, which is why it's so haunting to imagine. Your passport doesn't say Mexico, it says the Aztec Technocracy. Because in 1519, the conquistadors didn't find savages, they found a civilization that had already weaponized the sun. The Spanish fleet was vaporized by focused solar mirrors. Now, in 2026, Tenochtitlan is a neon-drenched metropolis built on Lake Texcoco. Massive skyscrapers carved from black obsidian pierce the purple smog, powered by geothermal energy. You don't use a smartphone, you access the internet through a jade neural implant that connects you directly to the sun god AI. You blink, the simulation glitches, and for a second, you wish. Stop looking at your phone. In this timeline, the internet is a classified weapon of the crown. By monopolizing early computing engines in the 19th century, the empire strictly controlled the digital revolution. There is no World Wide Web, only the Royal Data Exchange. Information doesn't flow freely, it is filtered through the Ministry of Truth in London. Your personal device isn't a gateway to the world, but a tracking beacon for the colonial police. Social media doesn't exist, instead, you have mandatory digital town halls where attendance is tracked by your biometric ID. Privacy is a forgotten concept. You try to send an encrypted message, but the screen flashes red, reminding you to. What if the Aztec Empire conquered Europe first? A massive smallpox outbreak wipes out 90% of Europe in 1400, leaving it defenseless. Aztec fleets land in Spain by 1500. Human sacrifice temples replace cathedrals in London and Paris. Nahuatl becomes the global language of trade. The New World is now a desolate, colonized Europe, while Tenochtitlan is the high-tech capital of the world. What if the Library of Alexandria never burned down? In 48 BC, Caesar's fire is extinguished before it reaches the Great Library. The steam engine is perfected by 100 AD. Industrialization hits the Roman Empire. Space travel begins during the Middle Ages. The Internet exists by the year 1000. Today, humanity would already be a multi-galactic civilization, and Earth would be a protected museum. Imagine a world where your passport doesn't list a country, but a district of the Imperial Federation. Instead of decolonizing in the 1940s, Britain federalized the empire, creating a single, global superpower centered in London. There is no United Nations, only the Parliament of Westminster. The US dollar never replaced the sterling, instead, the imperial pound is the only currency accepted from Vancouver to Cape Town. Cultural identities have merged into a standardized imperial citizen mold. You drink tea because coffee is heavily taxed as a foreign luxury. Dissent isn't war, it's considered a domestic disturbance handled by the Royal Sky Navy. But as you watch the red-coated enforcers march down your street, you start to wonder if history was supposed to change, or if